Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. It's been a while since I recorded. It's just some technical issues, but I'll get back on track once I sort out my technical issues. But hey, I'm back for now. Yeah, it's been a good game week. Didn't get a chance to react to the Manchester United Liverpool game. Won 4-3, celebrated it. Really looking forward to make. I was really looking forward to make the video, but I didn't have. I know I'm giving excuses for failure, but my English teacher used to call those that like excuses for failure. But yeah, love her. Shout out Miss Kinywa. Um, yeah, so about to get into this game week, midweek game week. Yeah, and it was a beautiful set of fixtures. One thing I will never understand is Chelsea Man United is a huge game, a huge game. Why was it put on a Thursday? Really didn't make any sense to me. But yeah, Liverpool destroyed Sheffield United 3-1. Man City beat Aston Villa 4-1 in a very boring game. I mean, Man City were just dominant from start to finish. So if like you're a fan of Man City, that was a very nice game. But then for neutral fans, and then for fans like me who like hate Man City, you know, it's such a boring game. It's like Villa went into that game, no hope. Pau Torres was on the bench, Bailey was on the bench, Tillermans wasn't on, and like it was just like Emery came in with a white flag, like just bent over for Pep and was like, "Do your worst." I mean, it's just 3 points anyway. We have bigger fish to fry on the weekend. Arsenal, okay, I don't know. My friend shout out Edu tells me I'm a low-key Arsenal fan, but then I'm not an Arsenal fan. I'm a Man United fan. But I really enjoy watching Arsenal because, like, I've been watching Arsenal ever since I was young, and everyone I love is an Arsenal fan, except for my stepmother, who's a Chelsea fan. But then, like, almost everyone I love is an Arsenal. I'm surrounded by Arsenal fans, so I have no choice. Uh, okay, I can say I have no choice, but then Arsenal plays some really good football. Not the kind of football I like because I like football where like tricky wingers and like, but then Arsenal are so possession based and they play a really nice brand of football and you just enjoy watching them because teams will play a low block against Arsenal. I've seen teams like Man City struggle to open up a low block like West Ham, but then Arsenal will just open it up like it's nothing. And I really enjoy that because it's fascinating because like the kind of passes that they make at the right time. Odegaard, shout out Odegaard, Gabriel, I mean Saliba, just an amazing brand of football. They beat Luton 2-0. I mean, I expected a little more fight from Luton, but then Luton have been like my second team this season because I really root for the underdog. I enjoy watching Luton, and it's not like Luton have like the best players, but then their players really give their everything for the team. I mean, like these players, how they press, how they defend with everything. They play every game as if it's a cup final. And I really enjoy watching that because the passion, the desire, the fight. Teden Mengi, Tahith Chong, you know, Doherty is an amazing right back, by the way. Doherty, I think he'll be going somewhere in the summer. I have a feeling it will be Man United, but Doherty is an amazing. Is he left back? Yeah, he can play both sides, left and right. But then Doherty is an amazing left back. Yeah, Arsenal beat them 2-0. It was a beautiful game, nice game, but I guess just Arsenal was just a better team because Luton showed the fight, the desire, the hunger, but then it was nothing to Arsenal. Yeah, so the title race is really interesting because due to the draw, Arsenal drew with Man City. Eh, Everybody knows that. I mean, even Even dumb people know that. But Arsenal drew with Man City in a game that was like very boring. This is a my brother is an Arsenal fan, and so is my best friend. No, okay, my friend, they do, like they're both Arsenal fans, and like I thought they'd be angered by the result, but then to my surprise, they're like happy. They're not like happy, but then they're like, hey, it's Man City. But then it's like if Arsenal went for it, they would have beat Man City. I know that because Man City. I was watching the game and Man City was so vulnerable. So if Arsenal decided to like just go for it, they will have beat Man City. But it's like Ateta went into the game like will defend and like hit them on the counter. But then a draw is also a safe result, which is okay because I think Arsenal are banking on Man United to beat Liverpool. And then I think on the weekend Arsenal have, who do Arsenal have on the weekend? Who do Arsenal have on the weekend? I forgot, but I think it's an easy game. I don't know. I think it's either. I think it's an easy game for Arsenal on the week. I think it's Aston Villa. I think Aston Villa have Arsenal on the weekend. Yeah, yeah. I think it's Villa. I'll just check it. But then it's an easier fixture compared to Man City and like Luton. Okay, not easier than Luton, but then it's an easier fixture than Man City. So I think Arsenal are banking on Man United to beat Liverpool. Then if they win their fixture, they go top of the table with like how many points? Because if Liverpool drew, they'd be at 71 points, and if Arsenal win their fixture on the weekend, they'd be at 71 points as well. But then they have a better goal difference than Liverpool and City, so that will put them to top of the league. But then if we beat Liverpool, Arsenal will be top of the league with 1 point. Yeah, I think it's 1 point. They'll be at 71, Liverpool will be at 70. But then Arsenal have a better goal difference. That's one thing they can hold the rest of the league to ransom with. Yeah, Liverpool. One thing I've noticed about Liverpool this season, it's like they are not the Fabinho. They're not that team that used to suffocate other teams like last season, but one with Fabinho and Henderson and like Mo Salah, Mane, Firmino. They're not that team, but then they have a caliber of players who fight for each other and cover each other's weaknesses, because Wotaro Endo is not the best CDM in the league, but then he has Sabozlai and McAllister who complement his weaknesses, and you find that Wotaro Endo doesn't push forward like Declan Rice does as a holding midfield. Wotaro Endo is not Declan Rice, he's not Rodri. Granted, I don't know, he's not Kobe Mainu, but then he knows his role. He just stays back. He get the ball, give the ball to players who know what they're doing with it. That's a Sabozlai and like McAllister, and like Konate, Van Dijk, second best centre back pairing in the league. I think the best pairing in the league is Gabriel and Saliba. Yeah, because Gabriel and Saliba really remind me of Vidic and Rio, with Saliba being the Rio and Gabriel being the Vidic. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, but it's a very nice pairing because Saliba also comes through with the goals. So does Van Dijk, but then Van Dijk and Konate haven't played together as much for me to like make them. Of course, Van Dijk is the best centre back in the world right now, granted, but I think the best pairing is Saliba and Gabriel, because like they've played more games together and like they're better together. Yeah. So like what was I saying? Liverpool don't have the best players, but they have built a good team. I don't even understand what I'm saying. And they have arguably, to me, the best right winger in the world in Mo Salah. I think Mo Salah is really underrated. but then he is, in my opinion, the best right winger in the world. Um, yeah, but then they play as a team. It's not. Uh, yeah, they cover each other, they fight for each other, and like they cover each other's weaknesses in a very good way. In that you would think they're a good team, you would think they are better players, but then they are a good set of players. They are a good team, in like they can be able to. Man City, I saw the game. Man City Liverpool, robbed of a Doku almost killed McAllister on that last minute tackle, but then Liverpool suffocated City. And if Liverpool could do that, Arsenal is a way better team than Liverpool. Arsenal doesn't have as much. The Arsenal doesn't have the fight that Liverpool has, but then Arsenal is a way better technically gifted team than Liverpool. But Liverpool has more fight, more hunger. The passion. People are fighting for the badge. It's like street football against league football, and Liverpool are kind of playing street football. It's like dirty to some extent, but then it's not. I don't even understand what I'm saying. Yeah, and that's something I really respect Jurgen Klopp for, because he like rebuilt a midfield over the summer. Like he just rebuilt a midfield like that. With Sir Alex, uh, he brought in people like slowly, as in it was Roy King, Paul Scholes, because at that time he was playing a 4-4-2. So like the midfield was us two and like the wingers. So like it was Roy King and Paul Scholes. Then the game evolved, and there was a time it was Carrick, Scholes, and like yeah, like it evolved, but always before going to the next step, there was someone from the previous team to like show the rest. I don't even either it was a if it was a Scholes, if it was okay in my era. I found Scholes. Yeah, I found Scholes in my era. So like, and then when Carrick came, Sir Alex was headed to the end of his career. So like, yeah, for me it was Scholes. But looking through history, there was always someone from the previous regime there to show the rest, so that if he goes, the rest know and they can show the man's from the past. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. But then Klopp went from Fabinho, Henderson, and I think was it Naby Keita? Yeah, Fabinho, Henderson, Keita to Sabozlai, Wataru Endo, and McAllister. And like they just gel as a team, and that's something I can give Klopp a lot of props for. Yeah, I know I've been deflecting a lot. It's time to talk about my team now. We drew to Brentford. Terrible result. Terrible result. I mean, Brentford, like in growing up, there was this myth I was told that if you put a one shilling coin next to the post, or there's some myth like when you put a chicken leg on the post, or like there's this fish called omena. If you put one of those three on the post, like the other team won't be able to score, or will just hit the post so much. And it's like Man United had one of those next to the post, because the amount of times Brentford hit the post, it's unbelievable. Man, that if they were a little more clinical, that would be another 7-0 loss. And we were terrible. We were absolutely terrible. And I talked to the two people who indoctrinated me into Manchester United. My uncles. There's Julius, and the other one is Tom. And like these two uncles of mine, they're like old school mindsets. I don't even understand what I'm saying. Neither one of them like Bruno, because they say he's petulant. Neither one of them like Rashford, because he like doesn't fight for the team. But then I think Bruno and Rashford are two very good players, and I get why they don't like them, because they're like they grew up with like the Roy Keanes and what's the other guys? There's this. My uncle loved Julius. My uncle loved Cristiano Ronaldo, and Cristiano Ronaldo would fight for the badge, would fight for Manchester United. Ryan Giggs named his first son Ryan. I think it was after Ryan Giggs. I had a story like that, but I'm not so sure. But then, Ryan Giggs and like Paul Ince, like that generation of people were like men. Like okay. Personally, the game has grown soft nowadays. Silly tackle. I mean, like the kind of soft penalties that are given, the game has grown soft compared to back then. And the inconsistency in refereeing, this week this is a foul, next week it's not a foul. The goal, the rule before Christmas, uh, during a corner, if the goalkeeper is obstructed, that will be a foul. After Christmas, it's not. And you've seen many teams, especially Luton, by the way, use this tactic, because a player will go stand in front of the keeper, preventing the keeper from coming for the cross. So like the keeper is obstructed, he can't come for the cross, giving a chance to the other players to like get a chance to head the ball in. I've seen it a lot with like Luton and Crystal Palace especially. And also City did that one time. Yeah, and before Christmas, that was a foul. After Christmas, hey, it's not a foul. But disappointing draw. We played terribly, and then we nicked it. Then it got nicked off of us, and like maybe I was seeing my own things, but after we scored, I swear I could have seen a tear drop from Thomas Frank's eye, like his eyes got watery, because I understand why. It's robbery. We robbed them of that. They deserved at least a point. You know, they deserved something from that game. And if we got out of that game with a win, I will have celebrated it, but deep down, we didn't deserve to win that game. But yesterday's game, we deserved to win it. We deserved to win it. We played well against Chelsea. Chelsea are shit, baby. Chelsea are totally, totally, totally. I mean, I've not seen. We played well against Chelsea. Two of the goals were mistakes. Onana would have done better from the first goal, but then it came through a couple of bodies. And as I learned from goalkeeping, the goalkeeper can't react after the shot. The goalkeeper reacts after the ball has surpassed all the players, and that is when the keeper reacts. And like it came through a lot of bodies, and he can't react, because if he reacts early and there's a deflection, it goes the other way and he's out of the game. So he has to wait for like the ball to pass all through like the players so that he can react. But he could have done better. He got a little hand to it, but then he has weak palms. Yeah, the first one was not a penalty. Kukurea dived. He he dived, man. I think he was talking to Michael Phelps before the game, but then that was a clear dive. Kukurea dived. Anthony didn't even touch him. Gave a penalty. Second one, watching it in real time, I was like, yep, that's a penalty. But then it went to VAR, and VAR took forever to like look at the penalty. And I was convinced it's not, because if you take that much time to look at something, it's not clear and obvious. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. And this is VAR, millions and billions of dollars worth of technology looking at a foul for that long. It has reasonable doubt, so it is not a penalty. That is just my opinion. That's just my take. And like Chelsea were just carried by the referee all through the game. All through the game. For the first penalty, second penalty, and then the third goal. Don't remember the flow of play. Now let me talk about the fourth goal. I've had people blaming Dallo for the fourth goal. I personally don't, and this is why. Because we are 3-3. We are 3-3, right? And it is advised And this is something I've been taught from junior football. I still play football, but from junior football, you are told to lock the game, like shut it down. Don't attack, just defend, park the bus. And I was never for that, because personally, this is just my thinking, and I'm sorry if I offend anyone, but it's a draw. I don't even understand what I'm saying. If we are ahead, yes, park the bus, let it be a 1-0 boring end to the game. But then it's a stalemate. We are at 3-3. Dalo, just a hint of bravery, decided to, like, let me try something. And if it worked out, we would have been singing plaudits to Dalo right now. You're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. I wouldn't be happy with a draw at the end of the game, but then 1 point is better than none. But Dalo decided to, like, hey, let me try and go for it, and it didn't work out. Sorry. You should have it's you knowing something, it's like there's always a better way. You should have done something, and in hindsight, Dalo should have defended, but then he decided to take the risk. If it worked out, well done. It didn't work out, I'm sorry, but then it didn't work out, and we ended up conceding a goal. But then it two midfielders scored. That's not the defense's problem. That is an issue with the midfield. And let me just say this: I love Casemiro, but Casemiro has fallen off massively. Now I know why Real Madrid let him go, because, like, hey, this guy, man, like, I'm at the point where I'm okay with selling him this summer, because, like, just sell him, cut your losses, just sell him. And yeah, terrible defeat. I'm still I couldn't believe it, because I was watching the game with a Chelsea fan. My neighbor is a Chelsea fan, short of Derek, and my mom is also a Chelsea fan. And man, the words I've received in the morning, not abusive, just some friendly banter, and, like, Chelsea fans have a lot of words. I mean, those guys talk a lot. Shout out, hey, Pochettino is a terrible manager. I think I can. Let me just take a dig at that. Pochettino is a terrible manager, and you're stuck with him now. So, yeah, good luck. And, like, yeah, looking forward to the weekend. Man United versus Liverpool. Hard game. Hard game. But at the end of the day, this is a derby. In a derby, form goes out the way. Doesn't matter if you are playing well or not. This is a derby. It's like a cup final. Preventing Liverpool from winning the league, it's in our hands. We have to beat Liverpool. I don't care if it's ugly. I don't care if we have 1% possession. We have to beat Liverpool. I wouldn't blame Ten Hag if he doesn't beat Liverpool, because Liverpool are a way better team. And even in the FA Cup, it's not like we won the game. It's more of Liverpool lost the game. I don't know if you understand this. It's quite a difference. But hey, I mean, I think Wan-Bissaka is injured now. Yeah, and who else? I don't think anyone else. So right now, we only have one fullback in the team, and that's Diego Dallo. Yeah, looking forward to Liverpool. It's a jam-packed weekend, WrestleMania weekend. I mean, Cody Rhodes and the Tribal Chief, the final boss. I mean, I can't wait. The triple threat, Randy Orton, Kevin Owens, and Logan Paul. Man, Io Sky versus Bailey. It's going to be an amazing weekend. WrestleMania, Man United, Liverpool. Oh, I can't wait. Y'all have yourselves a beautiful weekend, and I will see you all next week.